Hey, what's up guys? It's Mike from Budget Gaming back with another WoW Classic guide, this time for Paladins on the Alliance side. So if you have never played WoW Classic, it's good to note that Shamans can only be played on the Horde side by Tauren, Orcs, and Trolls. Paladins can only be played on the Alliance side by humans, dwarfs, and I believe that's it. I might be missing one. For this Paladins guide, I want to go with a melee PvP build. PvP isn't something that I used to be into, especially not during vanilla, but over the years, during the different expansions, with different classes and races, I've grown fond of some PvP. Not so much the arena, but more the like Warsong Gulch and those kind of things. Now, PvP works a little different in Classic. There's actually a person you have to go to be able to go do it. So it's a little different, and I'll have a video about how all that works once Classic is launched. So diving right into Paladins, first I want to go over our main spells and our rotation. Now, all of these spells are probably going to be used in some way, shape, or form. Obviously, Judgment is like the classic Paladin skill. That's usually what you start with. So you can fit that in wherever you need to fit in gaps. But for the PvP, the main things are going to be Seal of Righteousness, granting each melee attack an additional 114 to 165 holy damage. Slower weapons cause more holy damage per swing. So the idea with this one is I want to use a two-handed weapon, probably an axe, maybe a mace, it just depends on the weapon. Your first blessing that you're going to want to start with is Blessing of Kings. It's a general stat and boost, increases total stats by 10% for 15 minutes. Players may only have one blessing on them per paladin at any one time. So this is assuming that you're going to be doing it by yourself and or there are no other paladins around. If there are other paladins, then you can probably stack these and do even more. Paladins together are insane. Now, Seal of Justice is really good for PvP. It fills the paladin with Spirit of Justice for 30 seconds, giving each melee attack a chance to stun for 2 seconds. Only one seal can be active on the paladin at any one time. Now that and Hammer of Justice, which just stuns the target for 6 seconds, are going to be a big part of this rotation, because then we're going to jump from that seal, as soon as we stun them, to Seal of Command, and that gives paladins a chance to deal additional holy damage equal to 70% of the normal weapon damage. Only one seal can be active, blah blah blah. Unleashing this seal's energy will judge an enemy, instantly causing 168 to 186 holy damage, 338 to 373 if the target is stunned or incapacitated. So for PvP, we're definitely going to want to try to stun them as much as we can, so we can switch to our Seal of Command, hit them once, unleash that seal's energy, and deal a giant burst of holy damage. Now that's the other reason why I want to use a two-handed weapon, is because it has a higher base damage, so you get just more benefit off of the Seal of Command. Blessing of Might is a good one as well, increasing melee attack power by 185 for 5 minutes. So if you feel like you need the extra attack power more than you need the overall 10%, you can go from the Blessing of Kings to the Blessing of Might. If they are doing, if you're stacked in stamina and they're another melee person, then you probably don't need the extra 10% in stamina. So maybe you need the extra, 185 for 5 minutes to get through their armor, or whatever it may be. And finally, we have Hammer of Wrath. Strikes an enemy for 503 to 556 holy damage. Only usable on enemies that have 20% or less health. So this is going to be our finisher ability. Now the rest of these, like I said, you're going to fit these into your rotation to fill in the gaps, because you always kind of want to be clicking on things unless you are a caster and you're channeling something. Moving on to the talent calculator. So for the melee PvP build, we're going to be stacking mostly in Retribution, and then probably either the secondary being all in Protection. We might throw a little Holy in there. I actually haven't gone through these yet, so we're going to figure it out as we go. So here it increases your Blessing of Might and or reduces the mana cost of your Judgment and Seal spells. I definitely like the Blessing of Might here, because we are definitely going for that melee PvP, and at 5 stacks it's 20% increase. It's amazing. You could go for Improved Seal of the Crusader here. increases the melee attack bonus of your Seal of the Crusader. That's not one of the ones that I like to use in our main kit, so I'm actually going to go for the parry chance and give me a more fair fight against other melee DPS. This one's really good. Vindication gives the Paladin's damaging melee attacks a chance to reduce the target's strength and agility by 5% for 10 seconds. So not only are you dealing damage, which we're melee mostly anyway, we will also be doing some debuffs on their stats, specifically their strength and agility. This one is good too. Increases your chance to get a critical strike with the melee weapons by 1%. I'm assuming at 5 it's going to be 5%. What does that lead into? Gives you a 3% bonus to physical and holy damage you deal for 8 seconds after dealing a critical strike with a weapon, swing, spell, or ability. That's actually really good. I think we're going to put this in Conviction, and we might come back to Vindication. This is that Seal of Command. We actually have to learn it, so we definitely want that one. And this is good for questing. It's good for PvP too, because you'll be able to run away or go and chase them faster. I believe there's another movement speed, like a charge forward, summon charger. That might be the mount. So we might come back to that one, but I definitely want to put the full 5 points in that. Eye for an eye is really good. We won't be worried about Retribution Aura. So I think I'm going to put 2 into the Eye for Eye. So all spell crits against you cost 30% of the damage taken to the caster as well. The damage caused by Eye for an Eye will not exceed 50% of the Paladin's total health. So if they come up and crit you for a bunch, they will also be taking damage, which will be amazing, because then we're going to go back and throw our 2 points into Vindication. And with the decreased strength and agility, with the crit strike, it's just going to be nasty. So Sanctity Aura increases holy damage done by party members within 30 yards by 10%. Players may have only 1 aura. We don't have an aura that's going on, so that might be an option. But this one's way better. Increases the damage you deal with two-handed melee weapons for sure. So now we're going to throw our other point into Vindication, and we have one other point to play with. We'll probably throw it into... You can honestly put it into Improved Seal of the Crusader or Pursuit of Justice. I don't think it's really going to matter too much. So we'll just do Improved Seal of the Crusader. Actually, no, because we already have the other 2 seals, so we're going to go with Pursuit of Justice. Now this one for sure, all 5 in there. Gives you a 15% bonus to physical and holy damage, which if you remember, we're doing physical damage with our melee weapon, and then our main buff on our weapon is also doing holy damage. So that's just going to be amazing all throughout. And then finally, puts an enemy target in a state of meditation, incapacitating them up to 6 seconds. Any damage caused will awaken the target. Only works against humanoids. This is going to be very good against other players in PvP. And it's only on a 1-minute cooldown as a base, so I don't think it's too much, really, to ask for. And it's only 60 mana. I think that's perfect. So I think we're going to go with Holy just by looking at these first 4 abilities, 2 in Holy and 2 in Protection. So the Protection one gives you armor bonus of your Devotion aura, which is cool, but we don't, like I said, we don't have a Devotion aura that we're going to be using. I think we have a different aura, Sanctity aura. That's where I wanted to put that. Oh, I can't take that one away, huh? Why can't I take that one away? There we go. Okay, so I definitely want to put that other point into Sanctity aura. I even said it in the video, and then I completely screwed myself. So we're definitely going to be using Sanctity aura over any defensive things. So I don't want to use Devotion aura unless we absolutely have to. And then the Redoubt increases your chance to block with your shield. And we're going to be using two-handed weapons, so we're not going to be using a shield. However, Divine Strength increases your strength by 2%. Absolutely, we want that. Gives your Flash of Light and Holy Light spells chance not to casting time. Increases the damage done by your Seal of Righteousness and Judgment of Righteousness by 3%. Absolutely, we want this one. That Seal of Righteousness is part of our main kit. Increases the amount healed. Consecrates the land beneath the Paladin. That one's not too bad, honestly. I might want to do that one because I believe Paladins have an ability whenever you deal damage to them, they can be slowed for a certain amount of times. I might have that wrong, I'm not sure. Gives the target of your lay on hand spell 15 bonus armor. Yeah, we're going to go with Unyielding Faith because this is a PvP build, so it's going to resist fear and disorient effects. That's going to be really nice. I guess we'll go with the Consecration and Improve Lay on Hands. So the reason that we would go with the Improve Lay on Hands and Consecration over the Healing Light is because we're not trying to heal anyone else. But if we do need to heal ourselves and we use our Improve Lay on Hands, we will get a bonus armor. So that'll be really good in PvP for when we need to heal ourselves real quick. And finally, after getting a critical effect from your flashlight or holy shock heal spell, you get 20% mana. I'm not about it. Increases the effect on Blessing of Wisdom. I'm not about that one either. We might throw these other 5 points into Retribution. Because honestly, if we just do the Pursuit of Justice, and then we do the Improved Seal of Crusader, I feel like that's a better build. So I guess this isn't going to be your typical build, because it's not going to be a 31020. Or, I guess in this case it would have been a 20031. But I think we're going to stick with a 15036, because I really don't like either of these abilities for a DPS PvP build, but I actually really do like these ones, so I'm kind of glad that we were able to sneak those in there. If you use Judgment more than me, because you don't like melee, that's always an option, but this build specifically is a melee PvP build, so I think that is what we're going to be doing. This build alone makes me really excited to play this. I may go for this build after 60. I like to heal to level because you are more useful in dungeons. That is our Paladins PvP melee build. I hope you enjoyed. Check out our other build. I've got that Chamois off tank and I've got the Warlock Affliction DPS, which are both great builds. So if you're looking to get into World of Warcraft Classic and you're not sure about what to play, check out my other builds and I'll have more to come. Thanks for watching. Bye.